Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me in this video. Today we'll be doing a yoga routine for an inguinal hernia. These are some of the asanas that I've been putting together to try to treat my hernia. Remember, everybody's body is different, and just because it works for me does not mean it will work for you, so always listen to your body. We will begin by warming up our breath. So placing your hands on your stomach, we'll start to move through our three-part breath. So starting with our stomachs, we're going to slowly begin to inhale, expanding our stomachs as we breathe, and exhale all of the air out. Go through this maybe 2 or 3 times, just slowly filling your stomach with air and exhaling. You can then bring your hands to your rib cage, and as we inhale, we're going to expand our rib cage out to the side. So as you breathe in, filling your lungs and expanding your ribs, exhaling all of the air out completely. Again, going through this 2 or 3 times at your own pace with your own unique lung capacity. We'll then move our hands to our chest, and we'll begin to breathe into our chest, inhaling deeply and allowing our chest to rise. Feeling our collarbones rise as we inhale, and again exhaling completely. 2 or 3 times at your own pace, just filling the chest with air. Now once we've gone through all 3, we're going to fill all 3 of these spaces in one breath. So filling your stomach, your ribs, and your chest, all with one long inhale, and steadily exhaling all of the air out. You can move your hands along with your breath to help you. So with one long steady inhale, we begin to fill our stomachs. We then fill our ribs, and then we fill our chest, and we exhale everything out. One more time, flowing through all 3 of our 3 parts, and exhaling completely. Now that we've warmed up our breath, continuing to take deep breaths throughout this practice, we're just going to begin to do a bit of a joint warm-up and gently get our bodies ready for movement. So reaching our arms up over our heads, we'll just begin to raise and lower our shoulders steadily as we breathe. We can then clasp our fingertips together and turn our palms up towards the ceiling. And again, reach up high, inhaling the shoulders up and back down. We can then begin by raising our right arm up into the air. As we lower our left hand to the ground, we can gently start to lower our left forearm towards the ground, finding a nice long stretch in our side body. Coming back to center, we can then inhale the left arm up, placing the right hand on the ground, and again finding that same nice stretch, lengthening the left side of our bodies. Trying to keep your hips grounded as you reach. Coming back to center, taking a breath in, exhaling. We're then going to place our right hand on our left knee, placing our left hand behind us. We're going to twist open to the left side, looking as far over that left shoulder as you can, breathing into the twist. Same on the other side. We'll place our other hand on the knee and twist open to the side, looking far over our right shoulder, breathing into our twist. We then come back to center. We're going to go ahead and take our left hand and place it on our right ear, pulling our head down towards our left shoulder, opening up the space in the neck. We then switch sides, slowly, gently, listening to your body, seeing how you feel, finding that space in your neck. gently opening. We can then release on this side, extending our legs out in front of us. We're just going to start to gently reach through the toes as we exhale. As we inhale, we can pull the toes back towards us, just at your own pace, finding a nice stretch in the top of your ankles. We can then pick up on our right knee and begin to do some ankle rotations. Clockwise at first, then going counterclockwise. We can begin some knee rotations, making some bigger circles. Again, leading with the toes, pointing them in each direction, clockwise and counterclockwise. We can then bring the right foot in to the left bicep and begin to cradle our leg, opening up our hips. Nice and gently. Switching sides, we can pick up on our left knee. Start with our ankle rotations, both directions. We can then switch to our knee rotations, making our big circles, again leading with the toes. Once we've gone through about 5 or 6 in each direction, we can then bring that foot to the opposite bicep and cradle that leg, opening up the hip. Gently and slowly, cradling our leg like a baby. And we're ready, we can go ahead and release that leg and bring our feet crossed. We're then going to come into our next piece of pranayama, or our breath exercise. And this is going to be Nadi Shodhana. So bringing your middle finger and index finger into your palm, we're going to alternate our nostrils. We're going to inhale fully through one side and then exhale completely out of the other side, plugging one nostril at a time, alternating our breath just like this. Making sure to breathe deeply and fully with each breath, exhaling completely, getting all of the air out of your lungs with each exhale. Just going to spend a couple of minutes alternating our breath. Find your last exhale, and then we can go ahead and inhale through both nostrils and find our way to tabletop position. Once we're on all fours, we're going to flow through a few cat-cows. So as we inhale, we look up, lengthening the spine, opening the chest in front of us. And as we exhale, we round the spine, pushing all of the air out of our lungs. So at your own pace, with your own unique lung capacity, flowing through these cat-cows, finding a bit of movement in your spine, just warming up our bodies, preparing for our practice. We're going to gently begin to extend the left leg back, pressing back with the heel, finding some length, and then bringing the knee in towards the nose. Trying to flow through this a few times, using your core, rounding that spine just like we did in the cat-cows as you bring the knee in towards the nose. We can then extend the right leg back, start to raise the opposite arm up, and find our balance. We can then switch sides, bringing the other leg back, pressing back through the heel, stretching that leg just for a moment before we bring the knee in towards the nose. Again, using that core, rounding the spine as we bring the knee into the nose. And when we're ready, we can begin to gently raise the toes up off the ground and raise our opposite hand, balancing our bodies in this position, trying to keep a nice, neutral, straight spine. Coming back down into tabletop. We're going to find our way to a full plank. Now, as we're in full plank, pulling the heels back, tilting the pelvis forward, engaging the core, making sure the shoulders, elbows, and wrists are all stacked, engaging our whole body in this position. When we're ready, we can move over onto the side, find our way into a side plank. If the side plank is difficult, you can drop your bottom knee. But if you'd like the challenge, you can remain on both feet and perhaps even raise your top foot up into the air and raise your top arm into the air, maintaining your balance. And then come down and we can switch sides. So finding your stability in the regular plank. When you're ready, we'll begin to roll over onto that opposite side. Again, if this is difficult for you, you can drop the bottom knee. But if you'd like the challenge, you can even raise the top leg up and raise the arm up in the side plank. When you're ready, coming back down gently, finding our way into our first downward facing dog. As we come to down dog, spreading our fingers wide, pulling our heels down towards the mat. If you can't quite get your heels down, that's okay. Focus on having a straight spine rather than bringing your heels down. We can then gently walk our feet to the top of the mat and come to standing. Now we're going to come to our first round of stomach vacuums. If you're not familiar with agni, sara, nauli, or stomach vacuums, you can go ahead and click on the link up above and watch my other video on how to do stomach vacuums. Throughout this practice, we will bring in a series of stomach vacuums in between different sets of asanas. Pulling the stomach all the way back, and if you can, beginning to practice that agni, sara. Taking some breaths in between whenever you need to. And when you're ready, coming to the next round of agni, sara, pulling that stomach back after you exhale fully, holding your breath, pulsing that stomach in and out. Always make sure you relax and release the stomach vacuum before you inhale. When ready, we'll inhale, sweep the arms up, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, looking up on your fingertips. We can plant the hands, step or jump the feet back. We can lower down knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling forward to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to our downward facing dog. Coming to our first sun salutation. Breathing here. We're going to extend the right leg back, coming to three-legged dog, pointing the toes back behind us. Trying to make sure the hips and shoulders are still square. We then bring the right knee forward, attempting to bring our knee in towards our nose, again rounding the spine and engaging our core. If it's difficult, you can place your toes gently on the mat, coming back up into our three-legged dog, and back to our regular downward facing dog. Coming to the opposite side, left leg pointing back, pointing the toes, hips and shoulders are square, and bringing that knee in towards the nose. Again, place the toes on the mat if you need to. Take a couple of breaths here. And again, find your three-legged dog. And coming back to downward facing dog. Taking a nice deep breath here. Gaze in between your legs or perhaps up to your navel. Gently walking the feet forward. Find our way back to our forward fold. And we inhale, come all the way up to standing. Now we're going to come back to our second round of either stomach vacuums, agni, sara, or nauli. So again, we exhale completely, suck our stomach into the vacuum, and begin our practice. Hold for as long as you can. When you need to, relax the stomach first. Breathe in. Take a few deep breaths. And when you're ready, you can fully exhale all of the air out. Suck the stomach in. And begin whichever level of practice you feel comfortable with at this time. Even if that's just holding the stomach vacuum. Once you've held for long enough, you can breathe. And we're then going to come in down low to malasana or our yoga squats. So toes can be pointed out diagonally, elbows pushing into the knees, bringing them wide, palms together in front of the chest, being sure to really, really squeeze the glutes, engage your pelvic floor. Think about really tightening that whole area. So if you are comfortable in the squat, don't relax, but make it active. You can then place the right hand down on the mat and reach the left arm up towards the ceiling, looking up towards the top hand. Switching sides, you place the left hand down on the mat, reaching up with the right and looking up towards that hand. Coming down and back to center. And we can find our way down onto our backs. Lying down with our knees up. Now we're going to begin to practice some glute bridges. So as we inhale, lifting the hips high, clasping the palms together, squeezing the shoulder blades together underneath, creating a nice shelf. Lifting the hips high and lowering down. And then going to flow through a one-legged bridge if this is comfortable for you. We can point one of our toes, straighten the leg, and lift up with just one leg, and lower down. If you've done the one leg bridge, we'll come to the opposite side, lifting up, pointing the toes, breathing deeply, and lowering down. Taking a nice deep breath here. We can then lift up into our glute bridge once again. Hips high. We're then going to think about coming into that stomach vacuum while in the bridge, and as we lower our hips down, holding that vacuum. So this is just another way to practice getting into that stomach vacuum. Breathe. And we're going to raise our hips high again, find our bridge, And when you're ready, exhale completely, pull the belly button down towards the spine, lower the hips down. And as you look at your belly button, it will be kind of like practicing agni, sara. And as you lay back flat, going back to the vacuum. Breathe when you need to. We're going to raise in for another glute bridge. Taking a couple of breaths, and when you're ready, exhaling completely, lowering the hips down, finding that nice deep vacuum. If you'd like to, you can practice looking up and lowering flat. Release when you're ready, breathe deeply. Then going to find our way onto our knees, sitting on our ankles and the tops of our feet. Another way we can practice is going to be in this position. So again, finding that stomach vacuum and practicing our agni, sara. If this is too difficult for you to do, you can always stand up. Standing makes it a bit easier. In between rounds, take a few deep breaths, allow your body to reset. And when you're ready, bring your hips up, leaning forward, placing the hands on the thighs. We're going to our first round of nauli. So shifting the hips back and forth, sending waves left and right through the stomach as we hold that vacuum. Again, do these holds as long as you can since you're doing them without breath. Don't push your body too much. When you're ready and you need to breathe, relax the stomach, breathe in, and take some breaths. And then you can exhale completely again, suck the stomach into the vacuum. Begin to shift the hips left and right, flowing through our nauli. Relax the stomach and breathe when you need to. Once you've completed a couple rounds in this position, we're just going to go ahead and lay down flat on our backs and start to windshield wiper our knees left and right. As we allow our knees to drop from side to side, looking over the opposite shoulder, beginning to allow our bodies to relax in this integration stage. Our breath slows down, our heart rate slows down, reaching the arms and legs out long. We can begin to reach from side to side, contracting on one side while the other side reaches. Just finding these nice gentle movements in our body. Be sure to check on your hernia and make sure it's not out. And we can go ahead and go through some leg raises. Now there are many variations of leg raises, from swims to reverse swims. So find one that's comfortable for you. And I recommend always checking on your hernia during these exercises. Initially, these exercises felt great for me, but there was one point when my hernia was out a lot, and as I was doing leg raises and had my hand on my hernia, I felt it pop in and out of my body quite aggressively, like one of those squeeze balls. It was very uncomfortable, so always see what's going on with your body in your specific case and see what feels good for you. When you're ready, you can give your body one last stretch before turning your palms up to face the ceiling and allowing your body to settle into Shavasana. Spend 5 to 10 minutes here, breathing, allowing yourself to relax and restore after our practice. If you found this video useful, please feel free to comment and give any additional information that you found or experiences that you had. Thank you all so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Best of luck on your healing journey.